Today, I want to talk about XRP, JPMorgan, Goldman Sachs, and how this is all connected into how Ripple is involved in FedNow. So I just did a video on SHX and its connections into FedNow, among a couple of other things, and I wanted to tie XRP into this as well because I have known about this for a while. I just haven't ever had the right information organized in the right way, but I took care of that. So let's start off with Mr. Man XRP, who puts out a lot of really good content. So this I had saved a while back, and it got me to check into it a bit more. So were you all aware that Worldpay through FIS was having a hard time? Did you know that JPMorgan and Goldman Sachs put together a syndication to bail them out? JPM and FIS equals Ripple Net. So there is a clip there, but it's a segment from some kind of a news program. And here is what he included in here. So this is from FIS, and it talks about Ripple Net. That is a really interesting connection to JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, which I have more information on them. But it's really interesting with JP Morgan, and I have some more information that I am in the process of putting together that further ties JPM into not only crypto overall, even though Jamie Dimon likes to put out a lot of bad things about crypto as a whole while they are working in and on it themselves, but there's a lot of other connections there to be made. So here is an example of what Ripple is actually doing, and how in particular it is important for a payments service like FedNow, which could be the soft introduction to something like a CBDC.
What are we talking about here in terms of these new money rails systems? So firstly, we're talking about different forms of payment rails. So a very big part of blockchain technology is bringing out something like the Ripple network, which wants to be the next generation of a payment network, a cash system. So we know society is going to change in the next 15, 20, 30 years, where our physical cash will fall away, and we will transition through a few mediums, but we are heading towards a full new digital rail system.
I don't think it'll take 15, 20, or 30 years. These kinds of technology adoption estimates are always way off. They're either way too aggressive or they're way too conservative. And I think in particular that one is way too conservative. So here is more on what WorldPay and FIS are. So WorldPay appears to be some kind of a payments concentrated company. Haven't really gone too deep into what they are and how they work, mainly because I don't care. This is a Web 2 kind of a payments company, and there are a lot of them out there. The only thing that differentiates them, in my opinion, is the connections that they have. So here is FIS. FIS looks to be a Fintech company. There's a lot of information on here, but it doesn't really explain a whole lot unless I were to dive way deep in here. And again, I don't particularly care because all of these Web 2 kind of companies that are beginning to adopt Web 3 technology, like blockchain technology, that is what I am actually interested in, because that is what the future of financial services will actually operate on. But it is interesting because they work with financial institutions, securities and investments, insurance, merchants, enterprise tech, fintechs, retail, energy. Yeah, so it has its hands in a whole lot, and it does call out crypto here in this spot at least. But it's more about just the transactions to get into crypto from what I can tell right now. But that is not the point that I'm actually trying to make. I am concentrating on the fact that this ties into RippleNet, JPM, and Goldman Sachs. So here is an old thing that actually ties Ripple and Goldman Sachs together even more. This is actually from 2015, but it does directly call out Ripple and their Ripple transaction protocol, which all of this has essentially evolved into the XRPL, but it is so old that it actually refers to Ripple Labs as open coin, which has a very deep, more tin-foily kind of a rabbit hole, but I haven't gone down that one quite yet. Here is the actual PDF. If you search for Ripple, it calls them out a whole lot under technology, consumer to consumer payments. It's for cross border payments and transfers as well, and it even calls out Ripple in here when it's comparing it to things like XLM, Doge, Bitcoin, and a lot of other things that have not really survived. I am assuming here, like Made Safe Coin. I have not ever heard of that one. And then we have a more recent thing that ties Goldman Sachs to Ripple and XRP once more, and the actual PDF is here. Again, if you just search for Ripple, it comes to that same page. So, and it's referring to the opportunity in payments and to accelerate use cases as well. Now, pay attention here because it does refer to USDC, and I do have one thing about that as well. So, financial institutions join RippleNet to process cross-border payments in real time with end-to-end tracking and certainty. If we keep going, let's see where else it goes. It might all be on that page actually. Let's see if it directly calls out XRP anywhere. So digital asset exchange. This looks like exchanges. OKEX, and what else is it calling out? Bitfinex as well. Okay, so here let's link this into FedNow a bit more. So Finastra and Ripple manage cross-border payments easier with RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging. RippleNet allows to quickly access new markets, expand services, and deliver the best customer experience in payments. And Finastra Total Messaging supplies all of the connectors, integration, and plugins required for conversion, compliance, and reconciliation. So let's just play this clip right here. If it's going to work. I'm going to give it like 1 second because we're all really impatient when it comes to things online. All right, let's see if that works.
space, embedded finance, and value-added payment solutions for Finastra. And what that means, and in simple ways, is we have a significant platform of clients that we have, about 8,000 plus clients on Finastra that use various products we have.
Yeah.
From payments to treasury and capital markets, lending, universal banking, core banking solutions. And what we're trying to do is help our clients by getting the best of fintech and technology and some of the new capabilities that are specialized,
Yeah.
that work around as a surround capability and enhance the value proposition to our clients so that they can serve their customers better. And that's kind of what we're focusing on, versus chasing the shiny objects, if you will.
Chasing shiny objects like JPM coin, which is been described as someone else by a glorified database. Yeah. So another one from Mr. Man XRP. As Ripple lays out the plumbing, which we kind of introduced that in this clip here, you'll see Circle with USDC partner with similar, if not the same companies, so that they can utilize those same pipes. Cross River announced a $150 million credit facility, which will allow the partners to provide financial control to even more consumers and landlords throughout the Best Egg flexible rent program. Cross River Bank has been with Ripple since 2014 and is a FedNow participant for the RTP rails. In 2022, they partnered with SmartBiz for AI enhancements. So that's just another connection. So now we get into Finastra. Finastra, if you look back on this map by XX 1133122111, you can see Finastra here down in the financial services category, and it does have an asterisk by FedNow because there are indirect tie-ins to Ripple and XRP into FedNow by way of companies like Finastra. So Finastra is focusing on payments. Are you ready for FedNow and RTP instant payments? So that's not the highlight. This is actually what the highlight is, or it is one of them. So this is a short fact sheet about Finastra and Ripple in their payments connectivity marketplace. So with Finastra and Ripple's partnership, regulated financial businesses and banks can connect to the RippleNet network via a Fusion Total messaging adapter using Fin messages, allowing them to control their file and message flows. And that sounds a little bit like what ISO 222 is actually trying to do, right? It is all about the messaging language compliance for financial transactions. And XRP, XLM, and a number of others have a ISO 222 compliant capable protocol. So that is important. It calls out FedWire here, RTP, and Swift as well. So there is a lot of interesting information on this sheet. Oh, and it calls out a Web 2 based interface. So it's put together in a way that people are actually accustomed to at this point in time. But why Finastra and Ripple? RippleNet allows you to quickly access new markets, expand services and deliver the best customer experience. I actually read that in that tweet. I apologize. And the same thing here about Finastra Total Messaging being the connector. It sounds like it's comparable to an API. It is also designed to accommodate the latest formatting required in transaction banking, ensuring that our customers' technology investment is protected both now and in the future. RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging ensures that all of these benefits are brought together and that changes coming from the interbank service providers are maintained. It's provided through a multi-tenant hosted solution in the form of a highly resilient service bureau solution, further saving time, money, and reducing operational risk. Okay, so here is the FedNow page on Finastra, and it's just explaining what it is a little bit, and they talk about why Finastra for the FedNow service. You've got instant payments expertise, relationship with the Federal Reserve, and they are prepared as well. They are prepared in part because of their involvement and partnership with Ripple, which would use the pipes, plumbing, and rails of the XRPL. And here is the FedNow page, and it is the page that calls out what the participating financial institutions are. And if you look at Finastra, they are called out right there. So that is a direct connection indirectly back to Ripple and XRP.